What's up, Trail Trash? Welcome or welcome back. Today, I just want to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the FJ on 37s. Got my wheels and tires mounted yesterday. I was planning on doing it over the holidays, but I found out my tire changer does not work with 37-inch tires. It goes up to some 35-inch tires. When I purchased it, that's what I purchased it for, was 35. So I got the smaller version because I didn't think I would ever need a tire changer for 37s or anything larger. So, and the reason I purchased it was after I mounted my first set of 35s by hand on my bead locks. It was the hardest thing I'd ever done up until that point. And still to this day, I don't think I've done much that is harder than that was. That was extremely hard getting those mounted. Did those, after that, I'd purchased a tire changer because I was like, I can never do that again by hand. So over the holidays, I got out here and set up on my tire changer and figured out that I couldn't use it for the 37s. I checked around in a couple of tire shops. I was going to take them to a tire shop and let them mount them and balance them for me. But I called around at a couple of the places that have the no-touch machines and the force balancers and everything, and a couple of them wouldn't do it because I didn't purchase the tires or the wheels from them. That kind of threw me off a little bit, and then I got busy with work and didn't really think about it until like in the morning times when I come out here and I'd see them, I'd think about it. Yesterday, or the day before at work, one of my coworkers and a friend of mine told me he could do it by hand, and I was like, yeah, I know. I did my last ones by hand, and I didn't want to do that. I really didn't want to scratch my wheels or anything, and I remember how tough it was. I came home and ended up taking the duck bib off of my tire changer, so that way I could actually use use it to hold the wheel in place and then mount my tires. So I took it off and tried to mount the one tire. Got the first bead over the wheel, which that's the easy one. I couldn't get the second one, not by myself. I needed some help. So I called my buddy, got him to stop by on the way to work the next morning, and we were able to get them all mounted. And so I got them all mounted. I do have a couple of scratches on the wheels, not a big deal. Like I say, I got a really good deal on these wheels. I think I paid during Black Friday sales like $179 a wheel. And these would be easy to powder coat again. And I went with matte bronze on these. I'll give you a little peek there. Ooh, look at that. So I do like that color, but my wife said it looks more manly than the gold, but I do like the golds. Here's my gold ones there. Let's zoom in on that. Yeah, these things, man, I love these wheels. And these are black rhino. Yeah, these are so sweet. And I may sell these, but I really don't want to. I kind of want to save them because these are my favorite wheels I've ever had. But they're spotless. There's no scratches on them. So if I do sell them, I will not be giving them away because these things are really expensive, and I've never paid this much for a set of wheels. They're in great shape too, so not too anxious on trying to get rid of them. So anyway, he came by and we got those mounted yesterday, and then when I got home from work, aired them up, set the bead, and ended up going ahead and putting them on. I knew I was going to have some rubbing, but I kind of knew where it was going to be, and it is at the body mount. I do have this, I have my body mounts chopped, but I have a relocation kit that I will be doing pretty soon, because all I can tell on the rubbing on normal driving is fully locked both ways. It will scrub at it touches at the body mount. I feel like relocating that, I won't have any scrubbing at full lock, but willing it, certain situations, it's gonna scrub on a couple of points. I do plan on, once I do the relocation on the body mounts, my plans are to, if it needs tubbing, I'm gonna probably tub the firewall where it needs it, because I really want to be able to wheel it normal without having any body damage from rubbing or anything. So that's the plans. But man, the FJ looks awesome. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, really happy with it, man. It looks stellar. Got a nice stance. And this is the negative 10 offset, so it's a slightly outside the fender wells compared to my other ones that really stuck out with the negative 38 offset. I like this. It's different for me because I'm used to them hanging out, but it's going to be so much better when I go through a mud puddle and every bit of the mud is not up on the side of my FJ. Before, I could just like go beside a mud puddle and it would it would get all over the side. Don't think I have to do anything in the back except the mud flap. I'll probably delete it so it don't get ripped off. But really, really happy with the stance. Also, the spare tire. I do have my spare tire. And I went ahead and did the same thing on my backup camera, my Wolfbox camera. I just took the center hub, drilled a hole for the wire, and then bolted it into place with the little bracket that I made out of plastic. So that has served me well so far. I did have to use two of my tire spacers to get the 37 to fit, and it's still barely touching on the bottom, but I'm gonna have to I'm gonna make a bracket. I did have a viewer tell me to flip this around and it would create the space, but I like how doing it this way, it gives your support on the bottom side of the bracket, so I don't want to do that. I'm just going to fab up a bracket and get it up and on an angle a little bit. And like I say, I do have a couple of scratches, not on this one, nothing major. It was, you doing it by hand, there's a good chance that it's going to happen. And my buddy that I had helping me, I knew that it was probably going to happen, so I went ahead and prepared myself and did not, I didn't get bent out of shape over it, so I couldn't believe it. When the first one happened, I'm like, well, there's a scratch, but not a big deal. And I'll show you that's a scratch right there. So I'm not too concerned. Like, as soon as a branch goes up on it, it's gonna scratch the powder coating anyway. So I think these would be easy to repowder coat. Just dip them and strip them and then powder coat them in. And when I do powder coat, I am gonna go with the gold, like on my Black Rhino wheels, because that gold looks good with this baby blue. But the matte bronze also looks good, I think. Ooh. And I'll take it outside and get some get some better footage of it outside, but right now it's dark out and I just want to go ahead and get some of this filming done. But it still looks good. Man, that stance on it's sweet. And with the lower profile tint, I'm digging it. I did get it outside, but it was, we actually went wheeling yesterday. You can see the FJ is dirty. I got it, got a little muddy. Not as muddy as it usually is on the side. So really happy with that. Just the offset of the wheels really helped out on that. But my wife and I, we went out yesterday. She wanted to go out and go riding. So we went out to the property at the creek, and the owner out there has pushed some new trails. He takes his track hoe and pushes trails and everything through there. So we got to go ride some new trails and just get out and about for the day. And I'll show some B-roll of when each time I'd get in a situation where I'm scrubbing, I'd get out and either take pictures or film it, just so I would know where I need to cut. And I was correct, like the mud flaps are gotta go. And not bad on the body mount. I think part of the firewall I will end up tubbing, but I know with the relocation kit, once I do that, that'll take care of the body mount, I'm sure. Even wheeling, I don't think the 37 is gonna hit on it, but there will be some scrubbing and rubbing throughout, but I'm really happy with how they perform so far. And I didn't do anything, I haven't done anything besides the body mount chop, and everything I did for my 35s was pretty much, or is good enough for me to actually go out and enjoy it a little bit. So not too bad. It was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So a lot, actually less cutting than I had anticipated. Really happy about that. But the most exciting thing so far with the 37s is with my 488 gearing and the supercharger. Man, this thing is really dialed in now as far as performance. The RPMs on the highway are a lot lower, and just that's where I was losing my gas mileage. Like when I'm riding around town, just slow and keeping it under boost and everything, man, I get about 13 miles a gallon. But as soon as I get out on the highway and get up the highway speeds, before it would drop down to 11 or below. So that is, and I filled it up yesterday, so I'm running a tank of fuel, and I'm going to run a couple tanks of fuel. I want to relearn my shift pattern on the transmission, just so it can account for the 37s and everything. But as far as shifting, it's shifting better, a lot better. It's not shifting as quick. Before it was shifting a little quicker than I knew it needed to. But with the 37s, man, it is really a lot closer to the, I guess, the factory RPM range and everything. But really happy with that. The acceleration is still there. I think it's a little better just because of the gearing. And I'm not worried about the weight on turning the 37s with my steering rack or any of that, because, man, those 35s they were a lot heavier than these. So I'm not too concerned with that as far as the weight of the 37s and everything, because these wheels and tires, they are lighter. It's a lighter setup. I'm really happy with the setup, and you can see it. It is definitely different. It is, I like it. Like, I love the look of it. So really happy with the driving and just everything, actually. So that's the spot that I was rubbing on, and I was worried about there, and I'm gonna look, if I see tire marks, I'm gonna go ahead and probably do some trimming on there, because there's a lip of maybe an inch or so that I can get rid of there. So I'll definitely do that. And then up front, it's just in this area here. Probably have to get rid of some more plastic, probably get rid of some plastic there. And I may look at the doing some fender liners. I know they make some, but I may have to do something just to cut down on some of this plastic that's kind of extruding out. But yeah, like on the splash up, this is really not bad at all. We went through a lot of mud puddles yesterday because it just rained yesterday, so everything was pretty dirty out at the creek. We didn't go to the river because the power company went down there this week, and I was told the road is just destroyed, so I didn't want to do any more damage to it. Extremely happy with my setup now. And like I said, not as bad as I had anticipated on the rubbing and what I need to cut. So pretty happy about that. And I think today I'm gonna go over to the shop and fab up a bracket for my tire just to get it positioned properly and make sure it's not hitting the bumper like it is now. So we did have one issue yesterday out on the trail. I ran over a large branch, and when it broke, it stuck up and hit my exhaust. It hit the front of the muffler at the joint, and it pushed the joint, the slip joint, apart completely. So it fell, and I had no muffler or canister was hooked up, so I had to drive maybe a half mile off the trail to get to a clear spot where I could actually repair it. And it was extremely loud. I definitely didn't want to have to drive home like that. It was so loud. I could have made it. The muffler was hanging on the hangers, but we just pulled off the trail and I let it cool down, and then got my tools out and everything. Had everything I needed. I loosened up the steel band, put them back together, slid the joints together, and was able to tighten it down. And the RTV, the orange RTV that I had, it was so good that it was still sealed up. It still had the seal on it when I put it back together, so there's no exhaust leaks on it now. I did that repair and was able to fix that. Definitely didn't want to drive home with it coming straight off the headers. It is extremely loud. That's it. Just wanting to talk to you about the 37s, kind of show them to you. Not as bad as I had anticipated, but if this is something, like, don't just watch this video and think you can go and throw 37s on a FJ. A lot of work that went into this prior to me just throwing 37s on, so I don't want you to think that anyone can just go do that. I know I wouldn't want to run 37s without the proper gearing, because you wouldn't be able to turn it. I remember putting 35s on it before it was geared, and it was sluggish even with the supercharger. But extremely happy with it now with the gearing. The wheel tire combo spot on. The on-road performance, I really feel like, is dialed in a lot better than it's ever been since I've been modding it. All right, guys, so just kind of giving you a update and a wrap up on my thoughts on the 37s, putting them on the FJ and all. If you have any questions, comments about that or anything I'm doing on the FJ or on the channel, please drop them below. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. It helps me out. And until next time, stay trashy.